It is Friday, and that means, Albert, we are bringing on John Daly, former producer, a super producer, I would say, of the Mark Thompson Show, as we start Friday Fabulous Florida. I was going to make you say it.
And
What?
It's not super producer. Everyone knows Dan Ashley said fabulous producer. Come on, Kim.
Oh, I'm not off to a good start on this Friday.
Do you even listen to this show?
I do. I love this show.
Although I have to mention, I can't help but notice that the show is on time, which is weird. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before.
No, it's a new development here during the fill-in stint.
There's never been anything like this.
We have a very video-heavy Friday Fabulous Florida. And so while Albert gets the first two videos all wrapped up and ready to roll, I wanted to show you some pictures and videos that my sister took on her vacation to Florida. My niece is a rower, and she went to the National Youth Rowing Championships in Sarasota. And Marin Rowing, their team came in 4th this year, which is great. Wow. It's fine.
And you didn't go?
I didn't go.
Shocking.
I tried to stay out of Florida. I will say, though, it's beautiful. Check out that picture.
Wow.
So pretty. I think that's down in the Florida Keys. One thing she did send me was videos of wildlife. So they're driving. They're kind of taking a tour after the championships are over. And they went down to the Keys and they did some driving, and they're going down the highway and they pull over to use a rest stop facility. And they look over on the side of the road.
Just right alongside the highway there.
I'm totally sending that to the group chat.
Did you take a video? I'm off soon.
Right alongside the highway.
He's just chilling.
He's hanging out there, just because, I thought that was pretty funny. They went to another place, and a warning sign, no wading or swimming. Humans or pets, mangroves equal crocodiles. So warning signs all over the place.
Well, the only thing they were missing were some drugs. That's what would have made it interesting.
They were at lunch at a restaurant right on the water, and they looked down, and here's a big old shark right there swimming right by. So that was kind of exciting. And then, and I don't know if you'll know what this is. I had a hard time trying to figure it out. They found these creatures, one could say. And at first they didn't know what they were, but I'll send you a video, see if you can figure it out. I'll show you the video. Here it is.
Prehistoric time.
I've never seen one of those.
I've seen tons of pictures of it. Yeah. Videos on them and documentaries on them.
There's never been anything like this.
He's towing one behind them too.
They might be mating. I don't know.
Probably are.
I don't think
he might be coming up here to lay his eggs.
I don't think you can eat them.
Yeah. You know what they are?
Like a ray? Like a manta ray?
Horseshoe crabs.
Oh,
Apparently,
okay.
this prehistoric horseshoe crabs, and they were mating in the little lagoon there. But they're seeing all kinds of wildlife, all kinds
right
of
now
fun
it's
things.
mating season, and they're hungry.
But,
Thank you, Jim.
Look at that! At night, the little beach huts are all lit up in different colors. So pretty sunsets. That's Florida. So we make fun of Florida, which we're about to do again. But there are some pretty parts to it.
Well, that's how Florida lures you in.
Is it? Yeah, what she did say is
it's like a mirage. You think you're seeing water. You're seeing
like
nice
when
stuff,
I was a kid,
drugs.
you would see Florida and California in magazines. They look the
Right.
same. You're like, oh, it's the same. It's not the same.
No. She was saying it's so beautiful, but it's so muggy and hot.
Yeah, that's the other
miserable.
thing. Yeah.
She said, if I had to pick between Hawaii and Florida, I would pick Hawaii. It's just too hot here. Okay, so let us begin with our Friday Fabulous Florida, because we have a doozy of, we'll go crocodile right off the top here.
It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
You live in Florida, you have your swimming pool, it's hot, you need to do a little dip in the pool, but you never know what you're going to find in that swimming pool. Case in point, a 10-foot alligator that did not want to get out. This guy was angry. He was thrashing about, threatening, big open mouth. He was, he was fine in the pool. He was hanging out, and he was not having the removal.
Yeah, this one is not chilling.
No, he's not. This happened at Plantation Key at about 2 a.m. This creature spotted in the pool, pretty backyard area. The video shows trappers from an organization called Pesky Critters trying to get this giant crocodile with a spool of rope, it looks like. This guy's tugging, he's rolling, he's splashing. Finally, they get him. You can see here. And they take him away back to a canal. I don't know if you let them linger in your pool, maybe they start feeling like it's their home. And, you just can't.
Well, it is Florida. If you don't take care of a problem like that, they're going to move in.
You can't trust that they're ever going to leave on their own.
Yeah, they're going to start charging their phones.
Yeah, no. So there's some crocodile stories and alligator stories today, but this is a crocodile. He's a big one. He's a big guy, but I thought that was interesting.
Wait, alligator or crocodile? I thought it was an alligator.
That was a 10-foot croc.
That one was a croc. Yeah.
Okay. You said alligator earlier. Okay.
According to
I'm sorry.
sources. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the crocodile has more of a triangular snout. It's hard for me to tell the difference, but the story says that one was a crocodile.
Well, that's why Albert's here.
Yeah, that's why. The people that fact check me, that's good. Meanwhile, we'll continue with the animal situation because people on a beach in Florida just, enjoying the sunshine and hanging out. And all of a sudden, this creature swims up. Look at this. It's a bear. This bear just swam from way out in the ocean to shore in Destin. Look at all the people. They're like trying to give him a wide berth. Yeah, they thought it was a dog when they first saw it out in the Gulf of Mexico. But when it finally got to shore, it just took off into the sand dunes. People say they weren't scared. They were just really more shocked and surprised. They say the bear is swimming right next to people. No one expected to see this bear in the Gulf of Mexico. So yeah, you got a croc in a pool, you got a bear walking up onto the beach. It's Florida. What do you want?
Bears need to take a vacation too.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this wildlife, but this is of the human variety. So this man goes to on a vacation abroad. He's going to Europe, going to be there for a while, right? About 7 months. Well, he comes home and he sees his door ajar. His house is thoroughly trashed, and it looks like someone's been living there. This happened in Ocala, I think.
Ocala.
Ocala. Okay, so this man decides that he's going to lay in wait and see if somebody comes back to his house. And somebody does. So the homeowner says he was in New Zealand where his wife owns property for 7 months. And he starts getting a little suspicious when he sees his electric bill going up and up. And up. He gets back home. He sees the door ajar. He sees the home, filled with garbage. He feels like someone's been staying there. So he decides to sleep in hi Archie, your cat. He decides to sleep in a closet to see if somebody shows up. And somebody does show up. Yeah. So
what?
He opens his eyes, he says, and there's a guy at the bedroom door looking straight down at me. I freaked. I jumped up with my pistol and I said, "Get the F out of my house." Ocala police say 26-year-old Zamoye Brown had been in the home for months. And then police say the two were arguing over who actually owns the home. That's a pretty brave squatter. He's like, no, this is my house. You get out.
Yeah, after you've squatted for what, a couple months? I think it's yours, right?
Well, I think
that's how it works in Florida.
Just might work.
He says, you don't belong here. You don't own this house. This house has been vacant for 3 years. Get the F out of my house. The homeowner fires a shot into the floor. Now he starts saying, you can't do that. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. I'm going to call the police. So the homeowner says, you call the police. Good. Bring them here. At the end, the police come. It sorted out the real homeowner. And he says, and I think this is kind of nice, even after the place is trashed and he's got to pay a higher electric bill. He says, I don't want this guy to go to jail. He reminds me of my son in a way. Tall, skinny, too smart for his own good, and dumb as a bag of rocks at the same time.
What the hell is going on in the United States of America?
I don't think that's the reaction I would have.
No.
Guy
ends up being charged with trespassing, possession of methamphetamines, and marijuana.
Shocking.
Yes, so he will be in court in July on this situation.
Again, the meth and marijuana? I guess it depends on the day.
Well, you never know how you're going to feel, Yeah. Let's go to the next story, because there's a woman only wearing a towel accused of flashing children, and her excuse? I was just too lazy to put some clothes on. Her name is Giselle Robinson. She is 36 years old. She's now...
Sounds like a dating show.
Yeah, she's your hot match. She's now in the Lake County Jail on 2 counts of lewd or lascivious exhibition. The officers were called to the Dollar General, where all the good things happen. And they saw, after 2 children saw this woman naked in the parking lot, both of the kids under the age of 16.
Oh,
the kids said Robinson walked over to the car they were in from a nearby Circle K to ask if they had a lighter. She's a real class act, Robinson. When the kids asked why she didn't have clothes on, Robinson said, she's too lazy to put clothes on. When one of the kids started recording her on his cell phone, Robinson dropped her towel, exposing her naked body. That video is circulated to all the kids now. Police reviewed surveillance footage from the Circle K, which showed Robinson exposing herself while struggling to keep her towel on before walking toward the Dollar General where this happened. Officers arrived to find what they describe as an intoxicated Robinson wearing a towel and carrying an alcoholic beverage. Got a cocktail in her hand.
So she dropped the towel after they started filming? What was she thinking, like, this is OnlyFans or something?
It's, the Dollar General. That's what happens. So Robinson says walking around with only a towel on is normal to her. And she admitted being too lazy to put any clothes on. They went inside the Dollar General.
It was wrong, it was stupid, and I'm trying to be a better person.
And the Dollar General donated clothes. So she's got some
That's
new clothes out of the deal.
That's real.
And she's being held in the jail on $10,000 bond. So that's what we have with Ms. Robinson in Florida. I don't know. This is another video story. I think you kind of have to see the video to really appreciate it.
Okay.
There's a situation we have here is a situation. It's
We've got going here is a situation
in Seminole County where an Orlando police officer was allegedly speeding. His name is Alexander Shawnee. He was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy. He was going so fast. And he tells the sheriff asked him, are you going to pull over? Like, it's 2 cops involved in this car chase. And he says, I'm going to work. He tells the sheriff, I'm just going to work. Let's watch the video.
The brief back and forth with Orlando police officer Alexander Shawnee.
What? I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going? Because you're going 80 and a 45. I am going into work. What does it look like I am dressed for? My name is Deputy Hilton, and they see your driver's license. No.
The officer gets back in his police car and takes off with his lights on. But no lights were on when a deputy says he first clocked Shawnee going 80 in a 45.
Over 100 miles an hour trying to catch him.
The Orlando police cruiser can be seen pulling around another car before the deputy can pull in front of the officer to make the traffic stop.
You going to pull over?
fired, but he has been relieved of duty pending an investigation. Reporting live in Orlando, Connor.
Sayonara, sucker!
Yeah, he's out. Orlando police, the bond set at $9,000 for former Officer Showney, I guess you could say. He took off after the stop with his lights and sirens on. He wasn't going to a call or anything else. So,
well, you could tell he's the kind of cop who wants to shoot someone. Like, he became a cop so that he could be, like, you know, in charge. He's got some issues.
He's a little angry. He's got a little anger issue going on there. And we also have a story about a woman arrested after deputies crashed while responding to her fake 911 call. Yeah, this happened, of course, in Florida. Fabiola Robles, she's 47. She was in Deltona when she got arrested for falsely claiming her neighbor's child was drowning. So the Volusia County Sheriff's Office rushes there, but on the way, they have a car accident, a pretty serious one. So this happens on June 8th. She said, "My next door neighbor's kid is drowning right now," to the dispatcher. They come to Ring Street. The Deltona Fire Department rescue jumps into action. They head to the scene. On their way, a couple of deputies for Volusia County in the same vehicle were involved in a serious T-bone crash at an intersection.
That's not
They were
fake.
taken to the hospital for treatment. Yeah, a civilian was left disabled due to that crash as well. And I guess it took 18 minutes, but 3 deputies eventually make it to the scene. They're accompanied by fire rescue personnel to save the life of this 8-year-old child that was allegedly drowning, but there's no pool. There's no body of water in the backyard of the neighbor's house. There's only an inflatable water slide. The neighbor told deputies Robles had been
nothing.
Robles had been complaining about the noise of his children playing at one point and started shouting at them. He said the kids were saying something about she wanted them to die, I guess. And so, yeah, the deputy asked her if she saw a child drowning, and she said, "No. Am I in trouble?" "Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're in trouble. You are." The call was changed from a possible drowning to a noise complaint. She was arrested, faces a misuse of 911. She was released from jail on a $5,000 bond.
It's a wild idea, but it just might work.
Yeah, she deserves all of the prison time she's going to get.
Sounds like a misuse of meth as well.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Once again, it's somebody with anger issues. You know, she's angry at the noise and can't figure out how to solve the situation properly.
And someone's disabled from it, unfortunately.
Do you think these people are angry before they moved to Florida? Or is it Florida?
I think they've never left Florida.
Maybe it's the humidity.
Water, John. It's the water they drink down there.
Is that
Maybe
what
it's
it
the
is?
humidity. I think it's the humidity.
So there's a Florida woman that intentionally reversed her car into a man in a wheelchair during a robbery. That's the allegation here. 2 people arrested with this one over the weekend in connection with an alleged robbery that ended up with a man in a wheelchair nearly being run over. It happened in the parking lot of Cash America Pawn on Cocoa Boulevard in Cocoa.
You know where that is.
Oh, yes. Where is it? Right near the what? The Whole Foods?
Yes, the Whole Foods.
Yeah. So this woman and this man walk into this store, this pawn shop. They're trying to pawn a TV set. An employee at the pawn shop tells police she recognizes the woman as Jacqueline Bennett, who's a regular customer. The employee said she was exhibiting unusual behavior.
Yeah, they're regular customers of their meth dealer.
That's right.
Look at those faces.
After Bennett leaves the store, the employee says she heard a man screaming for help from the parking lot. "They robbed me." Police go to investigate. They get surveillance footage of this incident, which shows a man snatching the wallet of another man in a wheelchair and then running toward Bennett's car. The video shows the man in the wheelchair grabbing a hold of the back of Bennett's car as she was trying to, allegedly, back over him. The employee came outside, tells her stop reversing her car, but the car hit the man in the wheelchair twice.
My bad. I'm sorry.
She pulls forward while the wheelchair guy is still holding on to the back of the car, causing him to fall out of his wheelchair.
Ugh.
She speeds off down the highway, but is apparently later arrested, along with Timothy Wilhite, who is the man who allegedly stole the wheelchair fellow's wallet. Police say Bennett initially or intentionally and maliciously reversed her car into the man in the wheelchair. Into the jail they go, and they are their bond is $60,000 for her and $15,000 for him. They also have a July court date.
Like, if you were casting people as meth addicts in a movie, that would be central casting right there, right? You see those faces?
Oh, man. All right, I have a last one before we do our roundup. This one, a Florida man cutting off his ankle monitor dives right out of the apartment building window during a SWAT situation. This happened in Sumter County. This man with a lengthy criminal rap sheet arrested after he had barricaded himself into his apartment. Early Sunday morning, 911 calls come in reporting a car had crashed into a Sandalwood apartment building and the driver was breaking into multiple apartments. Ooh, yeah, that looks bad. Deputies arrived. They identify 44-year-old Corey Michael Payton as the person burglarizing the building. He later barricades himself inside of a second-story apartment. He had been threatening to shoot deputies who then evacuated multiple apartments considered to be in danger. SWAT team gets called out. They start speaking with him, negotiating through the broken second-floor window that he had smashed out. Several hours this goes on. They're trying to negotiate with him. Finally, he dives out of the window, hits the ground. They have to perform life-saving measures.
What?
He's flown to a trauma center. After the incident, deputies find Peyton's ankle monitor inside one of the apartment buildings. He was on parole for burglary. He was already on parole and supervised release. His criminal history includes 139 prior felony charges with 30 total felony convictions. So he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, but why not add one more? What's one more at this point?
139 charges with only 30 convictions?
Maybe he's trying to break a record.
Guinness
I can't
book?
talk.
Yeah,
Guinness record.
So that's fine, man. You know, we appreciate Corey Michael Payton for all his contributions to society.
I think he even gave himself his own sentencing, right? He jumped out of the window and he just almost killed himself. I think that's his. That's what you get. Just try to walk it off. That's your.
Did he scream 140, baby?
So let's just recap. We had the angry gator pulled from the pool. We have the bear swimming to shore. We have the squatter who says, "Get that F out of my house." No, this is my house. We've got the Florida woman who's too lazy to put on clothes. We've got the police officer pulled over by the sheriff's officer for speeding allegedly to work. We've got the 911 fake caller, because she was angry over kids making noise. The woman who allegedly reversed her car into a man in a wheelchair during a robbery. And the crashing into an apartment building, cutting off your ankle monitor, and diving out the window. Your favorite, Sean Daly?
I think I have to go with the apartment dive, right?
Really?
I mean, that's so Florida. It's kind of like a Rube Goldberg of Florida. I like it.
What do you think, Albert?
I mean, I kind of want to go apartment also,
Yeah.
but maybe the random man squatting in the other Florida man's house for over a month. It's just a bizarre story, and the fact that he actually tried to plead that that's his house now,
right,
is commendable. Like it's a
commitment.
wild idea.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of votes for the naked lady.
Wild idea, but it just might work.
Because you have to admit she did have a cocktail in one hand and holding up her towel in the other until she wasn't. Let's see. Ren loves the bear. Naked lady,
we got
too
the poll
lazy.
up. Right now it's tied between the cop pulling over the other cop and the Florida man jumping out of the window. I did not put the nude woman in there. I think there were some children involved, so I didn't want to include it in the poll.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's why you're seeing a lot of people.
Bear swimming in the ocean. I'm gonna go gator. I have to go gator.
You always go gator.
Well, it was angry, this one. It was good video.
Well, they're
It was a
usually
nice
angry.
pool.
They're
The pool-
usually angry.
Yeah, the pool was really well lit. It got that blue. It looked good in the night.
So it's more the production value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is Friday Fabulous Florida.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now here.
Daily, always love it when you stop by. Thank you for being here.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
You too. Bye.
Out of time. Bye-bye.
See you later. All right.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.